Hello, what is going on, guys and gals, and is this recording? Yes, it is recording. Okay, I just want to make sure, because, you know, you can never be too sure. This is the first in a series of videos that I intend to be doing on learning C++. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be going over some of the some of the software that you can use for programming C++. I'll go over 3 of them, really, which I prefer. And I'll also go into basically your basic program whenever you sort of learn any programming language. Your really basic hello world program, so just outputting a string of saying hello world and all that whatnot. Okay, so I don't know why I said whatnot there, but let's get straight into this. Okay, there are sort of, I would say, 3 main programs I would use for C++. There's Microsoft Visual C++, which I haven't installed mainly because I'm too lazy. I mean, look, I've got Visual Basic one. It's just I can't be arsed with it. Well, with downloading it. It's like, God, I really need a drink. God, that was a really good drink. Ah. And Visual C++, like Visual Basic, is quite good to use because you can debug it pretty easily. Like, say, if you tried to code in Notepad, you wouldn't have anything. Just wouldn't work, plain and simple. That's why whenever I do any sort of coding, I hate using Notepad, because if you do something wrong, you can't actually figure out what it is you did wrong. You can just tell, oh fuck, I haven't done something wrong, because it doesn't work altogether. And also, apart from Visual C++, there is Dev C++, which is quite good to use. It's what I use, and it's specifically for, as we see here, Bloodshed. Dev C++ is a full-featured integrated development environment for C and C++. It uses the Ming W port of GNU compiler collection as a compiler. I don't have a clue what that means, but yeah, I would definitely say this is probably the best of them to use. But then you've also got things like Notepad++. If you're wondering what it is, I was playing around with clips for changing the memory allowance of it so I can create Minecraft mods. You've got, yeah, Notepad++. I believe you can do, so yeah, you can do basically code in any language on here. You know, you've got C++, and yeah, I quite like using Notepad++, but for my mainly web-based coding like HTML, CSS and JavaScript, but I'm not going to get into that. And then you've also got this shit. I remember when I thought this was the shit coding with Notepad. Let me see how long this video is. 3 minutes. Fucking hell, that went slow. I thought it would be at least 8. That's what it normally is. It's like you look back at the timer, poof, 8 minutes has gone. Oh. Right. Yeah, I remember when it was a shit using Notepad, but now, laugh in Notepad's face. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be using Dev C++. So I'll just close it so you can see what it looks like when it's opened. Loading. Did you know tips? I find them quite annoying, but okay. Go to new. I'll just go to source file. Always save it. So I've got untitled and calculator. Calculator is what I'm going to be going into next. As you can see, it automatically saves it as a C++ source file, which is good, so you don't need to play around with it. Hello world. Tut. Okay. And let's get into this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to code it, and might I just mention, I'm also currently learning C++. That's why I have started doing this series of tutorials, so that I can teach you guys as I'm learning. So while it's still fresh in my mind, I can pass on my knowledge, expertise, which are really shit expertise, but still expertise, which aren't very good, nonetheless. So there may be things that I can't explain quite a lot, but I know should be there. Again, that's like many things, like when I was learning VB and VB6 at college. Most of it, I can't really explain it as such, but I know it should be there, and I know how, I sort of know how the language works. Just, yeah, okay, let's just get into this. Basics of the program, whatever you want to call it. Hashtag include. Is that a greater than or less than? That's a greater than IO stream. So I've just started doing this and I sort of blanked and I need to drink again. Oh my god! Drink this, drink that. This is the problem with doing a tutorial at 5 minutes to midnight, exactly. I just look at the clock. 11:55. Woo! Okay, so let's get back into this. So I don't like doing it there. I like having adequate spacing using namespace, std, and semicolon. Always got to remember that semicolons all the way, because yeah, without them everything just messes up. And you've got to remember also with these languages that they are case sensitive, and when they're case sensitive it gets bloody annoying because they get all woo, I'm not gonna work because you did one thing which was wrong, just woo. Yeah. And yep, gotta go into this with your basic output. It's the cout, where it basically just writes what you want. So in our case, hello world. Right there, you got the greater than. Yeah, they are greater than signs. Yeah, greater than signs count as outputs, and less than signs are inputs. I remember that from when I made the calculator. And it has to be enclosed in the speech marks. I was about to call them brackets then, but that would have been kind of awkward. Yeah, it has to be enclosed in the speech marks to show that it's a string and not actually a line of, to be taken as a line of code as such. Okay, so another code line, endl, I guess you can sort of guess what that means, end line in case you couldn't. And now this is something which is really important in your programs. System pause. So flip, I did a capital there. Pause. Basically what that does is, because it brings it up in the command prompt, yeah, it will basically just scroll through all of it, and without system pause it will just skip to the next line, skip to the next line, skip to the next line, go to the next line, then close on its own. System pause basically tells the program to wait for an input from the user before it outputs. So I'll show you that now. If it'll work. Nope. That's why I forgot the semicolon. No, I didn't. Expected. Yep, I forgot a semicolon. See what I mean? It's very picky. So as you can see, it also has press any key to continue, but the only text I told it to output was hello world. That's because of the system pause automatically does that. I'll show you that now. If I take that out, watch quick, it will go very quickly. See, it popped up and went. That's because of there was no system pause there. Oop, that was a colon. So yeah, that's a very important thing to have there, just so that you can actually see what you're doing. Some things it might not be needed, where, yeah, I'm not really going to go into that, but yeah, sometimes it's not needed. But these sort of programs definitely have that in there. Never forget it. And you're going to need that after many things. Like if I put another C out and put hi, and if I take out this system pause and put another one here, system pause. No, what's that? This might take a while. There. I forgot to add in the end line, so as you can see them on the same line. Whoops. But it skips from the first line of code with the hello straight to here. There's no pause in between them besides from the end line, but yeah, then it goes in end L, whoops, system, no, that's coming everything up, pause, oh look at that, oh I'll press any key to continue, hi, there. Another thing you can do to break a line, as remembered, is \n. That also brings up a new line in the string. So let's see if I go from there. There you go. Before the hi was up onto this line, which made it look unsightly. I just had the space in there as well, so it looked sort of unsightly again. And that's really your basic Hello World program. How long has this been? Oh, 11 minutes. Blimey. Went from 3 minutes to 11 minutes and 5. Woo! Some trippy shit going on down here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one quick thing before I finish off this episode. A nice little trick for changing the colour of the text. Which is... because, you know, bitches love colour. Colour. And I can't remember the colour codes for the life of me, so what you go to do is you go type in colour ABC, but you're also going to remember the speech marks, which I just forgot, which is never a good thing. Okay. If I do another... no, I won't need to do a system pause there. Ah! I keep forgetting those bloody semicolons. Yes, I trust the program. Because as you can see, it will give this. So I'm going to go with A, which is a light green. And because I only need to remove two things. So as you can see from here, I'm going to have to... yes, I trust. It now comes up in green text. So yeah. That is your basic Hello World output program in C++. I hope you have found this tutorial at least vaguely educational, and now you have, I'd like to say, now you have possibly the knowledge to go on and create more complex basic programs, sort of like multiple strings being outputted. So yeah. In the next tutorial I'll probably be covering integers, no, if statements. They pop up in most programming languages, don't they? Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching guys. Like I said, well, guys, gals and waffles, as I always say. Guys, gals and waffles. I hope you have found this tutorial at least vaguely educational, like I said before. Thanks for watching. TheDecodedDingo, out.